All right, shalom, shalom. All right, let me get straight into this lesson. I think I'm gonna name this lesson "The Programming of a Nation." The programming of a nation. So let me get into this article. It says a nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers. So these Edomites set up this modern, the school system that what we have today. So the whole school system was to make the people, make the kids or whatever obedient to the state, right? To be obedient to the system, to be compliant, to be docile, to do as they told, right? Don't think for themselves. You see right here, we all was a part of this madness, right? That's why we had to wake up. The Most High literally put the spin on us for us to wake up, that we would have been stuck on stupid still. I'm gonna read some of this article, and this not a conspiracy theory. This is just the truth. It says, have you ever had the conversation that schools don't teach you how to think? It says, have you ever been frustrated that you spend so many years in school and yet you come out with only the ability to regurgitate information? And you notice most of that stuff that we was taught in so-called school, we don't even much remember it. It was all just madness for the most. It was really to indoctrinate us, and school acted as another, you know, it acted as a babysitter for for the mothers, so that mothers can go into the workforce, right? And the school, the system can indoctrinate the kids. This is the matrix, man. It says, what if I told you that the independent thought wasn't the purpose of education in the first place? You hear this? So this wasn't a purpose to set this up to so-called educate people, right? It was to indoctrinate you. It says the decades before and after the 1900s was the period of the Industrial Revolution. This is where many of the legendary billionaires made their fortune via railroads, the automobile, all, etc. The idea of the assembly line was crystallizing into reality with the birth of mass production. It says in 1902, the General Education Board was a non-governmental organization designed to support higher education. See, these devils are hide behind these organizations, right? To hide, to hide their agendas, right? They'll come up with these organizations to hide their true agenda, and they'll push these organizations to do their agenda. That makes sense. It says designed to support higher education and was funded primarily by John D. Rockefeller. There's one of these elites, right, of the so-called white man. This whole Illuminati international banking family Slovakia. It says throughout his lifetime, he donated approximately 180 million. Right, we talking about back then, that has to be worth billions today. It said the board's objectives were to promote farming, to establish public high schools in the South. You hear this? So our people think the school system in high school, middle school, all that's been always like that since the beginning of time. No, you was taught things at home by your mother, right? It says to develop programs for so-called African Americans. There you go. There you go. To get you completely indoctrinated under this Edomite system. That's why they taught you in so-called fake history that all these Edomites was great, right? But yet they raped, robbed, and pillaged and owned slaves. Right? They told you how great these presidents was, right? But yet they was devils, demons. Right here. It says, why was so much funding put into schooling? What is his motivation? Rockefeller said, I don't want a nation of workers. I want a nation of I don't want a nation of thinkers, Salakia. I want a nation of workers. So that's why literally these people are programmed to go to work like a worker ant. It says he is quoted. Here is a quote by Frederick T. Gates, one of the members of the General Education Board. It says, In our dream, we have limitless resources, and the people yield themselves with perfect docility. So the average so-called monkey-minded American is docile, right? They do as they told. With perfect docility to our molding hand. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, the control of the wicked. It says we should not search for embryo, great artists, painters, musicians, nor lawyers, doctors, preachers, politicians, statesmen, of whom we have ample supply. The task we set before ourselves is very simple, and as well as a very beautiful one. So they plotted this to train these people as we find them to a perfectly ideal life just where they are. It's these devils, man. Right? Let's go here. And I want to get more into this, this information in another lesson. Lord will. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Listen up to these precepts. It says, in whom the God of this world, so the power of this world, have blinded the minds, have blinded the minds. How is this done? This technique is done in a lot of different ways. But one of the ways they blind your mind is through the school and religious system you growing up, right? They gave you that image of so-called white Jesus, and they steep into our people's psyche to this very day, right? That's why you have to drop that name and drop that image out of your mind, all right? The Messiah true name was Yahweh, and he was a so-called black man. That's the image that need to come up in your mind, right? You've been taught plantation Christianity, which everything you was taught is pretty much a lie. This is the matrix, all right? It says how blinded the minds. This is the ultimate mental game. You have to rebirth your mind in the spiritual sense. Of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. So this truth is going to set you free. It's going to enlighten you. So you'll know what's going on. You'll know who your enemy is. You'll know what your enemy have done to you, right? You'll know why you're in the condition that you're in right now, right? In order to be found, you once had to be lost, right? So we was all lost. We was lost sheep. But the Spirit came unto us to give us the understanding, right? So these people have been blinded in the mind. They don't know these things have been done to them, right? We see it though, and we know what time it is. That's why everybody's been programmed. Romans 11:7, it says, what then? Israel have not obtained that which is seeking for. So our people are looking for relief. They're looking for the answers. They're looking for why things are the way they are, right? Why is this? Why is that? But the Lord didn't choose to wake them up. But the election have obtained it, so we get it. We got it. We understand. And the rest were blinded, going back into their mind being blinded. That's why our people are subjugated to folly. They subjugated to going out on the weekend to the clubs. They're subjugated by doing whatever they want to do, eating whatever they want to eat, right? So on and so forth. You go down a grocery list. It's endless. It says blind, right? And this is, let's go to number 2 at the very top. It says deprive someone of understanding. So our people don't have no understanding when it comes to the Bible. Their understanding is what they've been taught, all right, in their local so-called church. Growing up, that's all they know, all right? Judgment or perception. So they lacking on all these, right? And that's why they say some of the stupidest shit that you ever heard them say. And they regurgitate these sayings. Like God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. That means they sick in the head, all right? They don't know the so-called God out of the Bible. Right again. Let's go here. A nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers. So you have to, in the truth, you have to think. You have to be able to put one and one together, right? You can't be no idiot. Let's go here. And this is the Bible is the ultimate red pill. So in a spiritual sense, if you ever saw this movie, Neo had to make a decision to take the red pill or the blue pill. I'm going to show you what that is. So it was a scene in the movie when he had to make that decision. It says the red pill and the blue pill represent a choice between the willingness to learn a potentially unsettling or life-changing truth by taking the red pill, or remaining in the contented experience of ordinary reality with the blue pill. And most people, right, they gonna choose to take the blue pill, right? They're not ready to understand the truth. They're not ready to condemn the so-called white man. They're not ready to get themselves set free. They prefer to be in captivity. And these mental chains are more heavier than physical chains, right? Let's go here. So we have metaphorically took the red pill and woken up. Psalms 119 and 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. So these precepts, the understanding of this Bible taught correctly and directly, not by your local Christian pastor. All right. Through thy precepts, so precept upon precept, line upon line, dare a little, hear a little, to get the understanding of this Bible. You are not to read it like a novel. All right. That's what you Christians do. That's why you have no understanding. That you can read it, from front to back to get the understanding, but after you get that, you to precept. All right. It says, therefore I hate every false way. So through us having the truth, we can recognize false ways, false doctrine, bug outs, right? Mentally unstable people. And we can really spot false doctrine. That's the most important thing, right? And that's why we've been risen up to teach our people in truth. All right, because it's a great spirit of confusion going through this earth right now. And people are all confused as they ever been, right? So it's time to come out the matrix, right? In the matrix, we do the same shit every day. I was just thinking about that earlier today. I was like, this is complete madness. You got these Edomites, the top 1%, they get to do whatever they want to do, right? This their playground. Yet we, serving in captivity, right? It's vexing when you really understand what's going on. Most of our people, they don't understand. They're in la la land. They are content with their captivity. They're not crying out to the Lord. They're not vexed daily, right? They don't know what to do. We do, all right? Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom.